I'm going to be opening up these 3 sealed packages of some figures from the Man of Steel Superman toy line, 1995 and 1996. These are all figures I didn't have as a kid growing up. The previous video I showed all the figures that I did have and played with and had all opened up, so if you didn't see that one, go back and check that one out for sure. In the video after this one, we're going to open up some of the vehicles here in the boxes, so stay tuned for that video after this. So general theme here seems to be villains. I only ever had Doomsday from his 2-pack, and these are all the other villains I just never ended up with, I guess. Just kind of got all the wacky versions of Superman and then his kind of assist characters like Superboy and Steel as well. And I know you want me to start with the big 2-pack here with the comic book. And here on the back we can see this is a very early release in the line. There's barely any figures. These are all the starter figures of the line. Had them all but this 2-pack and Conduit. Or the vehicle, of course. Never got it. Here we can see somebody cut off the proof of purchase, which I'll go into that in the next one we open up. So, you know, these aren't that rare or special or anything, so we don't have to feel guilty too much ripping it open. I would have liked to have this one as a kid, but you can only have so many. But that's okay, we'll finish them right here on this channel here as I finish my collections. Look at this. I don't think I had a comic book with my Doomsday 2-pack. All right there, advertising some of the figures. We had all those, and I do remember having this bow and arrow Robin Hood styled Batman. But here we get a little comic here. I'm not sure if this is just made for the toy or if this is a little bit of him appearing in the real one. I would assume there'd be a lot more going on in the real one with more characters. Here seems very simplistic of a fight just between the two. But I never got to have a lot of comic books as a kid, or really hardly any. So I would have really cherished if that Doomsday one would have came with it, but I don't think it did. It's pretty awesome. Massacre, he's just a red version of the Hulk. Oh wait, there's already a red version of the Hulk. Uh-oh. He's like an alien bounty hunter guy that just kind of loves killing people for sport, like a hunter. So no better hunt than Superman, the deadliest prey. So just get Superman here. A tattered cape, a rough fight, that looks pretty cool. Battle damage action. And the Superman, which again he has that kind of rip there. Seems to be the only damage point. He has the kind of classic head on the other figures as well, but this would have been a pretty cool one to have actually as a kid, even though it is kind of battle damaged, because it's just a kind of a plain figure, just basic movement, but the other kind of plain Superman of the toy line had that flight kind of thing where he's kind of spring-loaded to spring his arms up. So actually would have been pretty cool to have just a plain Superman like this, even though there's the damage. I probably would have just released it as a plain Superman. It wouldn't have been a big deal. I don't know what feature really other than the tattered cape, although you can kind of use this as the kind of torn cape from the Death of Superman cover on the comic as well. That's what really inspired these to be made, was the popularity of that one. But actually these villains like Conduit and Massacre are from issues after Doomsday and all that business, and Superman coming back with his longer hair and everything. Always the weird poses with these though. He's got to be like stand with his knee up. Superman. Okay, here is Massacre. And again, he is just a 4-point kind of guy as well. Yeah, 4-point, because 5 isn't going to happen. His head isn't going to turn because he has super crazy space dreadlocks. You can't turn your head with that. Oh, the cape is a little removable thing. It should be pretty easy to fall off when you're playing around, though. Kind of has an open hand, like he could have had an accessory, but he didn't come with anything. I think he pretty much just punches Superman. That's his move. He might have had some other powers. I know he had like kind of like enhanced fighting, like he could detect just the body and muscles moving, that he's kind of could predict people's moves, and that's how he was kind of besting Superman for a while. He might have had some kind of energy attack, but couldn't find any clear picture or anything of that, but he's a space boy. It's the problem with some of these Superman villains, and things like movies and cartoons could only use so many, and I never really saw Massacre in anything from any recent cartoons or even the animated series that shortly followed this, and certainly no Superman movie with Massacre in it, but I kind of always knew about him because I did see him in the toy stores and things all the time, this 2-pack. I just never ended up with it because didn't really know the villain, already had a Superman, and then that one had the rip in his costume, so it's kind of like, why do I need that? But just kind of completing this toy line right now the way I'm doing. It's really cool to finally have him. Really needed more villains, you know? I just had the Doomsday. I think when I was playing around with them, I had to borrow a lot of other villains from other toy lines, you know? Dealing with a lot of Batman villains since they got more toys made. We've got Conduit here. This is the shelf warmer super champion at the time. These were just always on the shelf, and again, I never knew who Conduit was because I never got to have the comics and read about him. He's one of those ridiculous Superman villains where he went to school with him and he's like, I was jealous of Clark. Somehow ends up as a Superman villain, even on not knowing his secret identity. A little bit of Livewire with the electricity and a little bit of Metallo with the kryptonite. Kind of a combination there. A deadly combination. Again, the simple lineup. Not too many in the line at the time. Still got the proof of purchase there. But here's the exclusive offer why you would want the proof of purchase right on here. And I did get to cash in on this at the time. You got an exclusive Batman and Superman figure. Just had to fill this out, mail it in. It expired in '97, but I did get this. It's the Cyberlink Superman Batman like this with the clear plastic. There was like an in-store release 2-pack of these, but they were colored differently. They didn't have the clear plastic. These didn't come in packaging. They just were in baggies and they just mailed them to you. It's just interesting logo-wise. It's the animated series of Superman and the later Batman and Robin off of the animated series there. But also it mentions the Total Justice toy line, which is one I'd like to do a video about as well here. That was my awesome way of getting like the rest of the Justice League, like Lantern, Aquaman, characters like that. Only $1 postage and handling, just 4 proofs of purchase. Pretty good deal, I'd say. $1 and then mailing these off with a stamp. 2 free figures. I played with them all the time too. They were cool Batman, Superman figures. And to support my shelf warmer theory here, you can see that it was $8 marked down to $5 here at KB Toys. They were probably even cheaper other places. So no harm in cracking one of these open here. The card looks a little bent up anyway. So just open it up like you're in the car and you're like, I can't wait till I get home. I'm gonna open my new toy from Walmart now. Ah, yes. Comes with a trading card. If I can get it out of here. Whew. Conduit. He looks disgusting. Little bio of him. Kenny Braverman. Oh, God. Terrible name. I sadly seem to have lost a lot of my trading cards from some of the other figures. I do have this one, the Laser Superman. You can see it's a little bent up. I think it was just kind of in the toy box. I don't know why I didn't think to put it in some card sleeves, because I did collect cards as a kid too. I just never thought to put them away like that, I guess. But I'll look around, but I hope I can find the other ones, but that would be an awesome collection too, just to have, now that I have Conduit as well. I need to find my other cards. So a little story about him dicking around and failing to do any damage to Superman because he's a failure, and a shelf warmer action figure, and an idiot. But hey, he's kind of a nostalgia-y kind of character here, just because I did always see him at the toy stores. He has a little helmet to cover up his disturbing face, so he does look kind of cool like that. His helmet on, but in the package, you know, you just see his I think that would have helped sell some if they maybe just would have packaged him with the helmet and then just said like removable helmet, see Conduit underneath. I think curiosity probably would have got the best of me and I would have said, nah, I want to see what he looks like underneath. It would have been like, are you happy now, kid? No, I didn't want to see him. He's just, you know, the old 5-point. His head does turn, but he has an extra function in the back, a roller. Oh, look at that hand spin around. So you could put his little tendrils of doom on here. Not sure if there's a certain one that's supposed to go on. Attach the longer cables to the left arm. Right, how does this work? It just kind of stretches. It's just like a stretchy bit, just kind of get over the wrist kind of a thing. Okay. And then these have like hooks that would kind of maybe attach to these, or even just itself. You kind of loop around and catch Superman, kind of zap him for a while, kind of make a little loopy matrix here that you could snag him. Okay, get that off. Then allegedly the smaller one fits around here. You can do his just devastating spin. My gosh. Just the sense of danger I get from doing this is just very compelling. He's a very intimidating villain with a broken wrist as well. Ah! Coming soon from Warner Brothers Studio. Superman Electric Boogaloo, featuring the supervillain Conduit. They just like make fun of him in the movie. It's just like, God, this is the lamest villain. What? He's like got his merchandise that just doesn't move. Nobody buys it. I don't know, he's still cool, like a very electric, very like shade of yellow like this, and he's cool with the helmet, and then he has the pretty intense face, you know, just there, and kind of the thing where just the cables were just up and over him, like he was just like getting covered in these cables, and that's his like weapon to hurt Superman. He is pretty cool just in the sense of this toy line, and then you have the connection that he was in the comics and everything. So his stuff can attach or just attach up to itself instead of the other end. Probably would have just got this and called it Metallo or something. Someone that I actually knew who it was. I'm not Metallo, it's me, it's Conduit. The very famous and popular supervillain. Oh no. I would have put it on like this. Do it. Can't stand up for crap. Okay, he's just you just stay there, come. Take your supervillain of the decade trophy and go home. Alright, so Lex Luthor. How I wish I had Lex Luthor playing as a kid. And here we have a lot more Supermans here. Again, a lot of the line was just alternate costumes for Superman. But yeah, the only villains, Doomsday, Massacre, Conduit, and Lex Luthor. And then the video coming up here will open up the Kryptonian battlesuit and Superboy's VTOL cycle. But right now, how about Lex Luthor? Classic Superman villain. I'm already laughing at this too. Look at Lex Luthor. Is this what his figure is gonna do? I'm a bee! Oh man. Oh, his Hornet suit. Haha! Replicate a terrifying Hornet! Yeah, well, you know, if I was gonna take on Superman, that's what I would like. Look out, Superman, the Hornet, like he has any concern. But again, the cards, pretty big back then. Card collecting and everything. Wish I would have took better care of my other ones. These are nice drawings too. I mean, it's not just a picture of the toy that you already have. The special drawing. So Luthor himself here, not the most recognizable costume. I don't like the way this hand is positioned, for one thing. And cough. Just one glove. Real cool there. A little bit more like just kind of generic thug, you know, that would have like some equipment that's like, this will let you get a shot off on Superman if he tries to stop your bank heist. But I probably would have been so desperate for a Lex Luthor figure, I would have just used it as Luthor and had him be like, "Mwah, kryptonite and whatnot. Go forth, you know, freaking Riddler and fight Superman for me." Why me? I don't have any power. So again, just basic 5 points there, although the hand position is really weird like this. Like, what the heck? And yes, he is a bald guy. Again, just probably more like generic thug more than Lex Luthor. But he's got some crap here. Okay, I see. So I think you can kind of double up and put these on like he's gonna use them as some kind of slicey weapon. Come on, Superman. Slice, 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 slice. But also with his little Hornet cosplay here. I mean, really? Kinda get his arms through the little backpack here. Oh, okay. They comes out and has a tab there. That's a little handier. Ah, yes. His helmet. It goes down lower and then it kind of protects. You kind of just barely see through the crack there. Hornet Man! And then these have little tabs on the back there. Though it definitely would make more sense if he's just holding them in his hand as the weapons more. Kind of the wing, I guess you could say he's going to fly with it or something like that. But the stinger thing is a squishy pouch because it's actually a water shooter. You can fill this with water. Hose comes up here, shoots out of here. So I always did like playing in the sink or a swimming pool and having my figures and stuff. So it's been cool. He would have pretended he was spraying some kind of chemical or something like that, letting him go toe-to-toe with Superman a little bit. I'm a bee! Oh, it's a wasp costume. Wasn't there already like a wasp-themed supervillain or something? It's the Green Hornet. Right. So a little strange with the weapons. Probably would have been better if he just had like snap-on armor as like a battle suit or just like some kryptonite chunks or something. Not sure what the Hornet costume is supposed to be. Buzz buzz. Oh god, it's falling apart. Neat! Well anyway, a Lex Luthor to add with the villains here. A star-studded lineup of supervillains for Superman. Superman's deadliest foes. Doomsday! Massacre! The diabolical Lex Luthor! And... hey guys! It's me! I'm evil! See? Alright, I'm gonna stop putting the helmet on that one. Conduit. So again, I think it was a little bit of a push of some of the post-Doomsday villains for Superman. I mean, they would have been slightly newer comics at the time since this toy line came out so far after the hype of that story with Doomsday, years later to make this. So they tried to get in a few more modern villains and such, and then a little bit of Lex Luthor. I don't know if he ever appeared in this particular outfit in the comics, because I'm not familiar. If he did, let me know. I like seeing the cards, and we got the little comic book as well. Just kind of expanding my collection here, because I just always liked this toy line a lot for some reason. I just remember playing Superman stuff a lot. There's a couple Superman video games, you know. You could play the Justice League Task Force, fight as him, and then the Death and Return of Superman game as well. I could rent the really crappy Superman NES game that was the worst game I've ever kind of played. We don't need to talk about Superman 64. We're going to open up the bigger vehicles in the next video, and you can see the other figures I showed if you missed that video before. We'll continue looking at this toy line here, and I'll be finishing out other toy lines that I've collected in the past and present, and new toy lines and everything, so get subscribed for whatever comes next.